It's easy to plane and thickness a rough piece of lumber like this using a simple jig, a router with a guide bush and a straight cutting bit. Based on the straight cutting jig that I showed you last time, we add to that some legs underneath the side. They need to be parallel and identical to each other. That lifts the whole thing off the surface, so we're not resting on the uneven plank that we're trying to flatten or thickness. Because it's not resting on it, that allows for a little bit of flex in there. So I add to the jig some flat bar at the side, which takes that flex away. You could also use a piece of angle, or you could even use a batten on the side. Just make sure if you're using anything that comes above the surface of the jig that it's not going to impede the router base. Then find yourself a flat surface, screw down or clamp down the work that you want to flatten. Use wedges to make sure it won't move around. If you are screwing it down, make sure you recess the screws far enough down that you're not going to hit them with the router. And again, if you're clamping, work on one area, then move the clamps to the area you've worked, and then finish off on the area you originally clamped. Now the jig, raised up on its legs, can slide around on the flat bench top, or I use a flat glass worktop, and it slides really easily. I've got some hard felt pads on the bottom and I can move it around really easily. On a small piece like this, you can set the router in the middle and move the whole jig around like so, flattening the piece. On a larger piece of material, wider one, I'd start at one end, move the router across, move the jig back a little bit, move it across again, keep going like that until you've covered the whole board. Please take a moment to like, comment and subscribe, and follow me on social media to see extra clips and photos from the workshop.